Hi there, everybody. It's me, your favorite. I guess I'm not her favorite, but I should be yours. So, you're probably reading the title of this video and going, huh, that's a cool concept. I wonder how that works out. Well, trust me, at this point in the filming process, I'm also wondering how that's gonna turn out. So, to put it in more blunt terms, I had this idea back in 2020. An idea of taking a Raspberry Pi, some sort of electric motor, and cobbling it all together to create a machine that would bonk you. The basic premise was to use the Twitch API to use channel point rewards so that your audience could hit a button and bonk the bonk hammer. And that was great, right? That was great. So here's the thing. I'm not all that good. I'm not Michael Reeves, okay? I don't know how to fucking build like metal frameworks, and like I don't have like, 3D printing machines, so I can't build frameworks. So the only way that I had an idea of building a framework base for this was to use, wood. And if any of you remember 2020 and specifically wood prices in 2020, yeah, it was pretty expensive. That piece he's holding right there,
this magnificent piece of poplar,
that cost $400. But cut forward to now, we have wood. I have wood. I currently have wood. Do not pan down. So we need a frame to mount the motor in Pi 2. Luckily, I know how to do basic woodworking. So what you'll see here is a montage of me putting it all together. Now, I was taught by my dad and granddad to measure twice, cut once, but I subscribe to the measure once, cut as many times as you need to, because you can always just buy more wood method. This video is not sponsored by Ren, and I will not change my ways until they do. Now, if you look at this is the way that most smart woodworkers would mount the feet of the frame. I am not those, and the wobbling proves that. But after going out and buying angle brackets, it wobbles less. But the frame is now built, and after lugging it up to my bedroom, realizing that it is a chore to get it through any of the doors inside my house, and doing the basic Pi OS setup that I could have done years ago when I bought the thing, we're ready for the first motor test. The problem is the camera that I used to record the footage of this first motor test corrupted all the footage I recorded with it, so this is an artistic recreation of that test. I bought a different motor and did the setup all over again, and it failed again. So I went on AliExpress and bought high torque motor drill core variable voltage silent running powerful motor engine electric pack of 2, swapped the bat to being horizontal, and it failed again. I even set up the motor with a high torque ratio belt system, and it worked, it just didn't swing hard enough. Now I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking things like counterbalancing the bat and properly utilizing the motor torque and comprehending basic physics concepts, and I hear you, I got you loud and clear. The thing is, I hate physics, and like that one meme says, I'd only learn physics if this was the textbook, this was the teacher, and this was the coursework. However, I am the kind of dumbass who finds a way around such paltry obstacles. And I found that way around in the form of spring-loading the bat and using the motor as a release lever. And yeah, it's honestly funnier. But I did swap out the spring because I felt that shit through the bike helmet. Now, I'll try not to get very deep into the nerdy code stuff so that people stick around, but the coding for the machine is made of 2 functions, the action function and the trigger function. The action function tells the machine how to swing the bat. The trigger function tells the machine when to swing the bat. The code ties into the Twitch API and just watches a feed of all the channel point redeems on my channel and waits for a redeem's name value to match the set criteria. Now, most people would think this is where it ends, right? I got to the end, I made the bot, and as you can see from the stream clips that are playing, it bonks, mission accomplished. But if you want the main reason as to why this video took so long to make happen, I felt that I needed more. I had this nagging thought in the back of my mind for years that Twitch integrating bonking is basic. I needed more pizzazz. And then, after nearly 2 years of ignoring the idea, it hit me. What if we took the human error out of it? If you watched any of the 2 test streams, which you should, twitch.tv/th3alexmana, it was hard to get people to bonk me. I don't know, something about human empathy and not wanting to cause another human harm or some shit like that. I don't care. Okay, no, editing Alex here, and I very much do care. I deserved to be bonked. I went on a 5-minute rant about how hot Radha is. Like, come on. Look at that. She is the dommy mommy who puts the dom in Dominaria. And while I should have been bonked for it, I was not wrong. She may be a warlord, but I don't care. Put me in that vice grip and call me Genghis Can't breathe. But the goal had now shifted to how do we identify human arousal without the use of Twitch chat? I needed a simple, scientifically sound way to identify arousal. Using AI to track horny was out because I'm not gonna learn machine learning. Are you crazy? And using heart rate was a thought, but that's affected by many things, not just arousal.
I hate that you guys, when I have the heart rate monitor on, I hate that you motherfuckers literally track what my heart rate is while I'm pissing.
But after literally years of thinking this over, I found my answer in the most scientific place one could think of. And before I go into this, hi YouTube, it's me, the content creator. I just wanted to say, like, I feel like I did a really good job on this. I only used the most medical of terms, and all the naughty things I censored out properly. So if you give me the yellow symbol instead of the green ones, I swear to God I'm gonna So you see, in many hentai, the woman receiving the sex will sometimes say things like, wow, your male genital is so hot inside me, and similar reversals often happen with the men in hentai. The characters say this because the genital mound of humans increases in temperature when they are aroused. It happens in hentai, so it has to be real, as all hentai are based on true stories. That's right. All of them. But to get additional scientific consensus and more specifically like numerical values of, you know, temperature increases and stuff, I got on Discord to ask my friend Marcus, who's in school for a medical adjacent thing. I would say medical school, but every single time I say that, he says, no, you're wrong, that's not it, but then refuses to elaborate further. I asked him, hey bud, so I'm looking for any sort of medical paper or study covering the topic of genital heat change after arousal. To which he delivered me a paper on a scientific study of the very concept I had pitched to him. He then offered the PDF to me gently, and soon we were holding hands. It was a magical feeling. And what? Am I not but a man? Am I bereft of dreams? With all this data collected and looked through, I then bought a highly sensitive temperature sensor, as the medical study revealed that shifts in temperature often only shifted 1 to 2 degrees centigrade over a span of 5 to 10 minutes. With the sensor acquired, I wrote a new trigger function to trigger the bot after a temperature increase was detected over a span of 5 minutes. Oh, and I also had to wire up a temperature sensor to sit right next to my genitals, and then run 2 to 3 volts of electricity to that sensor. I dropped out of electrical engineering to avoid situations just like this. Now, while I can't show you the screen contents due to wanting that green symbol, just trust me when I say that the hours I spent watching the pools, beaches, and hot tubs category was worth it when the machine finally bonked me while watching Will Neff's stream. And before you start running to the comments going, Alex, it doesn't bonk you when you're horny, it bonks you after the fact. You're correct, technically. But to your point, I have two points of my own. One is now you understand the intrinsic unfairness of the modern justice system and how its judgments are often delayed and erratic. To attempt to reduce the delay increases the erratic nature of the decision through the entropy brought on by human input. However, to attempt to limit the chaos in decision making with the stringent application of scientific fact, you invite the delay that comes with a full and complete reasoning of the situation based on those facts. And two, yes, I understand that the title says robot that bonks you when you're horny or whatever I put up there, but understand that the YouTube algorithm isn't going to pick up robot that bonks you 5 to 10 minutes after scientifically confirming that you were recently horny, as well as whatever I put. We're playing the algorithm game, and I'm out here to win. And so yeah, now the video is done. We have created the device, we have tested multiple hypotheses, and you know what? I'm proud of it. I'm proud of what it accomplished, and I'm proud of what I accomplished. If you liked the video, consider subscribing. I don't make videos like this specifically, but I do make content that I enjoy making, and everything on this channel, whether it's this high effort stuff or some of the lower effort stuff that I'm going to try and sprinkle in to fill the gaps between these larger projects, all of them are things that I still put myself into, and I do enjoy sharing them with you. Also, if you want to get a shirt like this, or like the I went to film school shirt shown at the beginning, you can. Those are available on my store, and I'll have a link to that in the description as well. I'd like to thank my friends. So many different people helped me with this, and whether it was just during the post-production process, during the creation process, just people's support, advice, and overall input on this made this possible. And so I want all of them to know that that really does mean a lot to me. And other than that, I will either see you at my stream, or I'll see you the next time I find time to upload something.